So I've been deriving my income online for almost a decade now. And in the last year especially, I'm seeing something that's killing the motivation of thousands and thousands of people that are entering the online space to make their income. And I just want to share my thoughts on it. And I want to share why one of the worst things you can do is watch videos on YouTube of gurus. And I know you're watching this video with me today, but let me explain that before you turn this off and you take my advice. So for those who don't know who I am, my name is Jimmy. Everyone calls me Uncle Jimmy, and I've been running my agency, My Online Guy, which is a digital marketing agency, for 8.5 years now. And in that time, I've helped over 800 SMMA owners improve their service delivery and keep clients forever. And you can learn more about that in the description below. I've got a free school community on that if that's something that interests you. So in my opinion, the absolute worst thing you can do if you are trying to earn an income online or build a business online, doesn't matter if it's courses, doesn't matter if it's drop shipping, it doesn't matter what it is. If you're trying to derive your income online, the worst thing you can do is watch videos on YouTube on how people got there. That is the single worst thing you can do. So I literally had this the other day. I was on a coaching call. For those that don't know, I'm a service delivery coach over at EasyGrow, which is Charlie Morgan's course. You've probably heard of him if you're in the digital marketing space. So I was on a coaching call, and there was a gentleman on the call that said to me that he was concerned because he was not where he expected himself to be in his journey. So he started a marketing agency and he wasn't making as much as he thought he should be making. Now, I like to unpack that stuff because, you know, it's taken me almost a decade to get to where I am today. And admittedly, my life's not too bad these days, but it's taken me a decade to get to where I am today. So I always ask that question. Where did the expectation come from? Where did you decide where the goalpost should be on financially or where you should be? And he goes, oh, well, I just watch other YouTubers and I see other people in the course and they're making 30K a month, they're making 40K a month, and they've been at it for 3 months. And I explained to him that that's your problem. That is your problem. If you are comparing yourself to others in this space, you are just setting yourself up for failure. It's only in this space that's a thing because it gets views. The whole reason people make the video, I got to 7 figures in 6 months, is because people watch it. The problem is when you're surrounded by it all day, every day, and it affects you in a way that it starts affecting the way you do things, and you start taking shortcuts, and you start thinking about yourself instead of the end customer or the end consumer or whoever you're supposed to be serving as an online business in whatever capacity you do. Now, probably the reason you're seeing this video today is because you're getting recommended these videos because you engage with them, and YouTube knows that. It's constantly feeding that these people are making 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures in some disproportionately small amount of time because it knows that you'll watch it. And because of that, it feels like every bloody idiot is making 7 figures. Guys, it's simply not the case. And that's what you need to remember, is that if you're seeing someone saying they make a certain amount in a certain amount of time, they're more than likely trying to sell you something, because why would they brag about that? Why would they tell the world that unless they have an ulterior motive? I think it's worth remembering, if you're sitting there going, I'm falling behind or I'm not making as much as I thought, just remember that everyone works at different paces. Things work out differently for different people. There is no value in comparing yourself to anyone else in this space. There really isn't, because you are probably just in the majority. Yeah, unluckily, you know, your parents weren't right. You're not special. You're not one of these special people that's making 7 figures in 3 months. Your mum was wrong, but that's okay. It's okay to be in the vast majority. Because like I said myself, it took me like 6.5 years to be making any decent money in what I did. But you've got to remember that if you're doing this properly and you're treating it as a career and you really genuinely don't want to work for someone else, which is what I see a lot of you guys say, then it's perfectly okay to not get the bag in the first 3 months, 6 months. Because generally, the other thing too is generally those people are cutting corners and taking shortcuts, and that money will go as quick as it comes. Whereas if you just do the right things consistently and you do activities that have a positive expectation over a long period of time, you will eventually achieve a life that you want. And I know that's not going to feed the bulldog. There's going to be you guys out there that just want it now. Well, I'm here to tell you that the world doesn't give a shit about what you want, right? there's a group of you out there that think you deserve 7 figures because you work hard. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, no one gives a shit whether you work hard or not. And there's people in the world that work way harder than you. I can think of like kids in Ethiopia that leave 2 a.m. to go get water and then go to school every day and then come home and help their parents in a business. They work way harder than you. They probably deserve the 7 figures more than you do. The world doesn't care about whether you think you should be at 7 figures or not. What the world rewards is effort and hard work over a long period of time. So what's the solution here? I like to offer solutions. What's the solution here? If you go onto YouTube, watch it in incognito mode. Don't watch YouTube under your own account. Otherwise, you're just going to be fed this shit. Watch it in incognito mode, then search for what you want. It's better for your mental health, and it gives you a bit of clarity and perspective because you're not just going to get fed this garbage that every man in the world is going to make 7 figures in 6 months, because it's just not the truth. The truth is the vast majority of us, including myself, it takes time, but that's perfectly fine because, the chances are one thing you do have is time. And I know you want your Ferrari now. I know you want to live in Dubai right now, but things take time. The world moves at its own pace. You don't get to decide that. So if you just keep doing the right things, you keep putting in the effort, you keep doing the positive expectation activities consistently, eventually you'll get the rewards. That's all I can say. Now, obviously there's going to be guys that watch this video that just completely ignore what I say and keep watching those guys. Look, if it's good motivation for you and it keeps you driving further, that's good. That's fine. But just be aware that I wouldn't be basing where I am in the world off what I'm watching, what I'm seeing of these other guys, because it's not realistic. So hopefully that was helpful. I don't know if it was. It's just more something that I've observed. But guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And of course, I'll catch you in the next video.